Hi, this is Danelle, and I'm going to give you a screen recording on how to do a hanging indent. I do have examples from two student papers here, and neither one of them have done the proper hanging indent. And they've also have some other errors, which we will look at. But I am right now just going to work on the hanging indent and a few other small things. So a hanging indent basically looks like a pot handle, and the name of the person is on 5 spaces, is the author is the first on the first line and goes all the way to the left, and then everything else is indented 5 spaces. What we see here is this student, first of all, didn't do a hanging indent, and then what he did do is he put a hard return or return at the end of the line to get to the next line. And what is supposed to be is a sort of a complete whole thing that hangs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this whole, all of his references. I'm going to go up to Insert. No, I'm going to go to Format, Paragraph, Special, Indentation, Special, Hanging. So what I've done is I've gone to Format, and then I end up at Indents and Spacing, Indentation, Special, Hanging. And what I'm saying is I'm going to indent by 0.5 inches, which is the correct one. Sometimes it ends up being different, but what you want is 0.5 in APA. Okay, so that did pretty good. That took most of these over, except for these HTTP things. And also down here, the title is not all the way over. So we're going to have to look at these a little more carefully and see what he did. So in order to get rid of this return, I'm going to go to the beginning of this next line. I'm going to hit return, and I'm going to go up, and that has gotten rid of that return. The same way with this one. I'm going to go up, and it's gotten rid of the return. This one's turned out good. This one, you see it has a hard return. So what I have to do is I have to hit this, go up. It makes it real close together, but you can put a little space there between them. And there you have it. And again, I hit HTTP, goes up, and it ends up thing. There's some other problems with these, which I'll point out, but just a minute. The other thing, and I'll have to look up how to cite a master's thesis, but this is also an unpublished doctoral dissertation. That's cool. I hope he's got that citation method correct. I will look myself in the book to see. This is Phi delta kappa. It should have an issue number here. Whoops. I better get in review mode. When I go up to review mode and I hit OK, then I can put issue number. He needs the issue number after any volume number. And the volume number is always italicized. It's like the title of that. So he hasn't done that either. He needs to italicize here. And not a period, but a comma. And italicized. Generally, I don't correct all of these, but I do a few and then tell the student this one is missing. Issue number again, which is, I don't always do every one. I usually do one or two and hope the students will do the rest. This one has the issue number, but it's missing a comma here, and it needs a comma, not a period here. Now this looks pretty good. Oh, one thing, it doesn't look good. It is not double spaced. So what we need to do is to go back to home, hit this little funny thing with the double arrows, hit 2.0. He also has extra space between each reference. So at this point, we'll just get rid of all of that. So you put your computer in double space and keep it there when you're dealing with APA. So now this looks good. This looks great. This is done. All right. So let's look at this other student. She has the same issue, which I hope you can see, except at the end of each line she put a return. And she had some problems here with the volume and the number. We'll talk about that later. But she put a return. So these are not hanging indents. This is just a return and tab in 5 spaces. So what I'm going to have to do first is to get rid of all of those little blue thingy jobs from there, the returns, and so that I can um, I can help her do a correct hanging indent. Actually, you see, you let the computer do it for you. It's a lot easier. And so we're going to, there's some other problems with this as well, but let's start with getting everything over to the left side. This needs to be double spaced. So we'll get everything over the left side. All right. Now, when we have everything over to the left side, then what we're going to do is we're going, oops, I missed one, didn't I? Another blue. Okay, so the blue return is at the end of the full citation. That's what you want to have happen, not before then. Okay, there we go. Now, what do? I go up to Format, Paragraph, Indentation, Special, Hanging, all right, and say, okay. Oh, now it's all over too far. So I don't know why I did that, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move the whole thing back so it's 1 inch in, which it should be. There we go. But it still has this pot handle idea in the beginning, the author's name, year. This, we never ever put V for volume number, put a comma here. Now this is a volume number, so it is italicized. And now number 3 indicates that's the issue. She has that, which is good. And we put parentheses around that. Okay. She is consistent, but so that's the volume number. So you should think, oh, italicized. And then this is the issue number. And there's no comma between. It's in parentheses. Understanding this, I don't understand. Is this a journal from this graduate school? I don't think the reference is correct. So I think she needs to look that up. And here we go. This needs an ampersand when you have 3 names. Good thing is she didn't put any first names. But she has several errors here with this. Volume number is always italicized because the volume number is kind of like part of the title. You remember when you'd go to the library and they'd say, this is out to be bound, this volume. Well, this is California Reader 32. That was the 32nd volume of that reader, and it includes 4 issues. 4 issues are the 4 that came out that year. So the reason they do that is research. They want the research to be current. So they, instead of publishing 1 volume at one time of the year, the research comes out more regularly and more frequently as issues in 1 year. And then the title of those group of issues that are grouped together is called a volume. And that's why it's a unique number and it is italicized. I think also that this last reference is not correct. I don't know what this is. This says it's a journal, but there's no issue number and no page number. So my feeling is probably a report. So it probably needs to be referenced like a report rather than a journal, which is the format it has right now. So that's my information on doing a hanging indent and a few other things. Thank you for listening.